Credit to Army. Coach Monken's got himself a heck of a team, and they're certainly, in my opinion, a team that's going to make some noise in this conference. Happy that we came out of the game without any serious injuries that I know of. But like I said to the team, and I said to the radio station, and I'm angry. I'm angry at myself. But I do know that we're going to get back to work tomorrow. We have a long season. You know, the silver lining is we don't play another one of these in our conference for a while, and but we're not going to beat anybody if we don't take the steps necessary to play consistently. We're pretty damn good when everybody does exactly what they're coached to do, the way they're supposed to, the way they're coached. And we'll get back to work tomorrow, and we've got a challenge though. As a staff, we got to figure out how to develop some more consistency. Because, like I said, when we're at our best, we're pretty good. We're not at our best consistently enough. Questions?
Coach, when Cam was looking at that deep ball in the second half of 17-7, it looked like it went into double coverage. What was his read on that throw, and was he forcing it at all?
The read was the safety. If the safety took that route, then the throw was to go to the outside receiver on his post, and we had leverage on the inside throw. I don't think he saw the underneath defender, and obviously I would think if he had to do it over, one, he would have seen the underneath defender, and two, with that leverage, probably put the ball out a little bit farther.
You mentioned during the week that against a team like this, possessions might be limited, and you have to take advantage of them, and clearly that didn't happen today. How disappointing was that?
Yeah, extremely. Like I said, we got a lot to figure out, Frank, a lot. But the good thing is we'll wake up tomorrow, and the real guys will come to work and excited to improve and excited to play FIU in a game that has a trophy at the end of it. So, yeah, just in order to sustain drives, you've got to stay on schedule. We didn't stay on schedule, and we're not good enough offensively right now to be in third and long. That's a recipe for disaster.
Tom, that offense obviously creates all kinds of problems for the history of college football. The week leading into it, the preparation going into it, last night, were you confident that you were going to be able to at least contain them a little bit and get them off the field more than you could?
Yeah. I texted my wife this morning, told her I loved her, and I was confident. But I was wrong.
Army was able to dominate in the second half. Really, you guys only had 2 possessions. Was the defense just suffering from attrition at that point, or what was it to you that led Army to hold the ball in the second half?
Oh, I don't know, attrition. I think, Army's really good. They're going to make plays in the run game. I mean, to get them off the field 3 and out or 4 and out doesn't happen very often. Again, like any offense, though, you got to keep them off schedule. And they were churning out not only big plays, but the 4, 5, 6 yard. Those have got to be 1 yard gains and 2 yard gains. So yeah, I thought we would have played a little bit better on that side of the ball. But it's so unique, and although it's mostly defense out there for the field goal, you know, we gave up, for all intents and purposes, three points in the second half, right, on defense.
The mistakes, whatever mistake it was, you know, not containing the fake field goal, and then jumping off sides on a 4th and 4 when they're punting, those are things that just absolutely have to be eliminated to have any kind of success.
Frank, we reminded the defensive line on 3rd and short that they were going to draw them off sides. We jogged out on the field. We're screaming, KDB, key the ball. Put the sign up, KDB, key the ball. Damn ball is what the D stands for. Microphone to the Mike linebacker. Go up there and tell the defensive line, watch the ball, stay on side. And we jump off sides. I'm ready for some answers. Like, if you got one better than all of those reminders, let me know. So we got to figure it out. We got to play the guys that aren't going to make mistakes like that. At the end of the day, I mean, we're pretty good coaches, but you know, left and right and watching the ball before you move. Like, I don't know many more drills. You know, left and right. I don't know, maybe do that or something like that. But we're gonna figure it out. We got no choice, right? So we're gonna get to work tomorrow and come up with different solutions.
Trying to turn the team around, what are some of those challenges that you realized are running into, even at least on your first few years here?
Oh, I think it would be ill-advised of me to try to prognosticate what the deep problems are. I think it's really easy to see the what, right? The why is a lot harder. And it's something, obviously, after last week, we dug really hard as a staff to figure out some of those mistakes and thought we had a really good week of practice. And so we didn't play to the level consistently that we should have. And so, I mean, the definition of insanity is repeatedly performing the same act, expecting different results. So I'm not saying we're, you know, like I said, I need to watch the film, I need to think a lot, and go back to the drawing board tomorrow. But it'll get fixed. It'll get fixed.
Coach CJ, heard them pretty comfortable out there. Obviously, you know, it's a big time recruit. Can you just talk about, you know, the game he had and what's going on?
Yeah, CJ's, I don't know what kind of game he had again, because tackles and forced fumbles and all that don't tell the story, certainly not against Army. But I love him. I think he's got a huge future here. He fits our culture extremely well, and he's got a lot to improve on. Don't get me wrong, but 18 years old to play in the 2 games that he just played in and hold his own at the very least was impressive, or has been impressive.
Coach, is there any way that you could potentially want to use CJ in some sub packages as a linebacker in that personnel? Have you ever thought about that?
No.
Maranges has played well in back-to-back games now, but in terms of the other receivers, how do you get them involved in their rhythm to really help the offense get back on track?
Again, if you're asking me for answers of what to do in the future, guys, I don't have them. I thought I did last week, and I don't. But I will by middle of the week. You know, maybe call into the radio show maybe on Wednesday, and I'll have better answers for you.
Tom, when they are able to control the ball and run the ball and hold the ball as long as they can, what kind of pressure does it put on the offense to keep drives sustained?
A lot. And I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't. But we're all on that side of the ball. That they make the same amount of money the guys on the other side of the ball do. So they're expected to do that, and they haven't yet. And it's our job to figure out a way to get them to do that.
Was there any point today where you possibly thought about making a quarterback change, or is Cam the guy thick and thin?
Those are not opposite. That's not an
Oh, yeah.
question. No, I didn't think about making a change. Not mid-game. No.
Once again, 10 guys on the field doing something right, and there's just that one key piece or one player that had a hiccup or whatever it was, and that ultimately made it play not successful. And that starts with me. I gotta be better.
Cam, you only, as an offense, you only hit the ball twice in the second half. I know it's hard to get into the rhythm, but, it ended in a turnover on downs. You absolutely cannot waste those possessions right against a team like Army. Those possessions might be limited.
Exactly. We knew coming in the week what style of offense they have, and that we needed to value every opportunity we got, and we just, like I said, there was 10 guys on the field probably doing something right, and one player or one hiccup somewhere where it didn't make the play successful.
Are you've got, as an offense, and obviously Michigan State is a good defense. You've got 2 touchdowns in 2 games. What do you do to just kind of get it right?
We just got to go back, watch the film, correct our mistakes, and coach them up and try not to have those same mistakes happen, and just go forward from there.
It seemed like there was less of a game plan around you running the ball as much today. Was that something that was a focal point this week, and is that something you maybe would want to change going into next week, or what's your thoughts?
Like I say, my mindset going in every play is just make the play successful. If I'm throwing the ball, handing the ball off, or running the ball, so whatever the defense was trying to give me, that's what I was trying to do.
In terms of their scheme, what type of challenges did the Army defense present to you in the offense?
They're physical, discipline. We knew that coming in. And, we just knew that we were just gonna have to keep picking at it and take advantage of every opportunity we got. And 7 points is not enough to win football games. So we got to be better, and I got to be better.
Cam, as a leader of this team, how do you keep confidence and morale up going into FIU?
I think just trying to build and correct our mistakes, and just what's in the past is in the past, but also knowing that we have to correct those mistakes and not let them happen again.
Cam, are all of your progressions based on the defensive look post snap, or are there predetermined split field progressions prior to that?
I think it's all play specific. There's some full progression, some single high, 2 high. There's all types of reads from here.
It seems like you've had success in the slot. Lamar back-to-back big weeks. Milan had a couple catches today. Is that somewhere you kind of look to that position with some trust in this offense?
Yeah. Those guys stepped up and made plays. So, when you see guys making plays, you want to continue giving them the ball and feeding them. So, I feel like there were some guys that definitely stepped up and made some plays.
What else?
What was your thought process during that interception that was intended for the position clock?
Yeah, it was to get me out of the pocket, see if they, check the depth in the boundary, which there wasn't no depth. So I got to the shot route, seeing the safety turn his hips. It looked like he was going to the outside post. He turned his hips, the ball was in there, and he broke on it back to where I threw it.
Knowing that you were in such a tight quarterback competition coming into the season, how do you stay sane and keep your confidence going, knowing that you have somebody behind you that could possibly be coming in?
At the end of the day, we just got to correct our mistakes and move forward. What's in the past is in the past, and just continue to try to get better.
It's definitely physical. If your eyes are in the wrong spot, the ball's going to be long past you. At the end of the day, we just need to execute, look at our keys, and be in the right spot and the right fits.
What are some of the things that you can take out of this game in preparation for next week, as far as discipline and 11 as one?
That's it. Just playing 11 as one, playing as a defense, and executing each and every play. Every play is a life of its own.
How demoralizing is it for a defense? You just can't get them off the field, and it's most of their offense, they just run the ball and they eat up block, and you can't get your offense in the field. How you're out there play after play, how demoralizing does it get?
That's the style of offense they play. They're trying to milk the clock out, but at the end of the day, it's our job to get them off the field, you know, stop them on third down, and then they're most likely going to go for it on fourth. So, you know, you got, you know, when they're on their plus side of the field, you got to get them off the field. That's it.
Defense seemed like they struggled a little bit on that first drive with the outside runs, but after that, you guys seem to have contained lockdown. What were the adjustments you guys made there? in the second?
Honestly, just go back to your keys. We practiced for that for, you know, the past since spring, 7-8 months. So, you know, at the end of the day, just going back to your keys, locking in on what your key is, and usually it's just one thing, and just playing ball at the end of the day.
Jackson, what happened on that 40-yard touchdown pass that happened in the first quarter? Did you guys see something that maybe they tricky, I guess, with the triple option?
I mean, you know, the triple option, they'll hit the run, and then once you're flying downhill fast, they'll just pop one over the head, and that's what happened.
The fake field goal,
Mm-hmm.
was that just somebody not doing their job, or to give up a touchdown on a fake field goal from 40 yards?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what happened on that play, but, you know, Herm touched on every time he's played, you know, like academy team, they've always done some sort of fake, and, you know, they saw us. I mean, we were rushing off the edge hard, and, I mean, they just got outside of us and scored.
Anything else?
Based on play offense, right, you know, they had their struggles, and later in the game, second half, you guys were shutting down Army to an extent. When the offense is struggling at that point, do you guys have to put more pressure on yourselves, or are you guys just completely focused on your job and letting things play out as they do?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's complementary football, but us as a defense, you know, our job is to get them off the field. And, you know, we look at it as, you know, our defense versus their defense. It doesn't matter what else goes on, but, I mean, that's what happened. You get outplayed by their defense, and that's what the score looks like.
Jackson, you guys were on the field for almost 40 minutes today. Did fatigue play a factor at all in this one?
I mean, you're just pounding each and every play. I mean, we're rotating guys in and out. And we practice with, you know, twos getting reps, so, I mean, we were rotating pretty well, so.
All right, thank you.
I mean, it's in the pillars of our program. We got to go 1-0 every day. So, you know, we got to take our days, you know, as is. So, you know, relating it to that rivalry game, it's a rivalry game. It's the Shula Bowl. So if any guy in the team needs any type of other motivation for that game, then they're on the wrong team, if you get what I mean.
That's something that was working over the summer, was that run game. I mean, every practice seemed like Ed Warner was going crazy, but through these first two games, it's been stalled a little bit. What hasn't been working in that run game? What do you think you guys need to do to fix that?
I think it's just some guys just have to, you know, just focus on the details. I think that's it. The plays are there. Just clean up the details.
¿Cómo fue la preparación para este juego?
La misma preparación para todos los juegos es básicamente lo mismo. Esta semana fue como una semana regular. Esta semana yo pensé que teníamos una semana bastante buena de preparación, así que nada, de nuevo con los detalles. Oh, sorry.
I asked them how was the preparation leading up to this game.
I just said that it's the same thing every week. You know, we prepare the same way. Of course, we make our adjustments. We make, you know, our little tweaks here and there to be better. I thought this week we had a pretty good week of preparation, but we still have to lock in on the details, as you guys can clearly see.
That is one of the captains of the team and one of the leaders, the fact that the offense hasn't been clicking as much as you guys would want it to. How do you tell your teammates, look, we got to pick it up, and it's up to us. It's on us to do it.
I mean, just like that, you got to pick them up. It is on us. You know, our defense is a great defense. They've been busting their behind all training camp. We saw how good our defense is against Michigan State, so I think it's on us. We have to put points on the board, and that starts with the details. Going back again to the details, because that's what we were harping on for next week.
You mentioned, you know, going 1-0 every day. In terms of moving from this game to next week's game against FIU, what's something specific that you guys are looking to build on as a unit going forward?
Well, I thought as an offensive line unit, our protection was pretty solid today. So we definitely picked that up this week. Now we have to tweak our things on the run game and just continue running the ball.
What was the biggest adjustment for you guys once the game started?
The biggest adjustment, you know, we adjust every single drive to what we see. So I can't really give you a clear answer on that one, but every single drive, now that we have the iPads where we can see the plays and everything, every single drive is just a new adjustment, and depending on the plays that we run that drive, that's the type of adjustments that we make. So that's that's the clearest way I can answer that one. Sorry.
I don't know if you're aware of this and you're out there in the heat of the moment, but you only have the ball twice in the second half. I don't know if it seemed like that or not.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Did you feel like there was any kind of a rhythm, or was it hard to get into a rhythm because you had the ball so infrequent?
No, I mean, I think we had like a 17-play drive when we had the ball, so I think we had a pretty good rhythm there. We just had to finish.